What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing the match review, match reaction and match analysis of the game between Manchester City and Liverpool in the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley, which Liverpool have won, beating Manchester City by 3-2. Before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. Social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Leave a thumbs up as well if you do enjoy this video. 100 likes is the aim. Also, don't forget as well, most importantly, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who's to blame? What went wrong? Let me know in the comments below. And lastly, don't forget to go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by kitbag.com. This video is brought to you by kitbag.com, who are offering you a Fanatics experience. You can buy all the latest Manchester City shirts, shorts, socks and much more when it comes to City memorabilia. You can buy all the latest kits for this season. You can also find previous season's kits as well as the new releases of City shirts for next season when they are released. You will get a fantastic deal with lots of affordable prices and discount codes available to ensure you get the best deal. You will also find access to other teams' memorabilia too, including those based in the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, Liga 1, other kits from teams around the world, international kits, as well as options for men, women and children. What are you waiting for? All links and details are in the description. And yes, I did get my 1956 Manchester City FA Cup winners retro jersey from here. Thank you very much to Kitbag for sponsoring this video. If you want to go and check that out, then just go and press the link in my description and go and make use of their amazing deals. Let's crack on then with this video, and let's speak firstly about the teams. Couple of surprises. We'll start with our oppositions first. Liverpool, the big calls. Jordan Henderson didn't have the best of games in the Premier League last week against Manchester City, so Naby Keita came into the team ahead of him. A centre-back, big call, Joel Matip. I don't think he did too bad against City in the Premier League. He was out and Ibrahima Konate came into the squad and ultimately was the right call made there by Jurgen Klopp with him grabbing the first goal. And the other big call was Luis Diaz starting ahead of Diogo Jota, which, again, worked out for Luis Diaz, had a very good game for Liverpool. Now, for Manchester City, let's speak about the teams. Let's first speak about Zack Steffen. Now, it's no surprise to me whatsoever. I predicted in my preview that Steffen will be starting in this game. He's Manchester City's cup goalkeeper, and regardless of who we're playing, Zack Steffen was going to start in this game, and if we made it to the FA Cup final, he'd have been starting in that game as well. He is Manchester City's cup goalkeeper, so when we're playing in domestic cups, no matter who we're against, he will be playing in goal for Manchester City if he is fit. Now, I've seen lots of people out there that have been saying Ederson should have started in this game. We're playing against Liverpool's strongest 11, so Manchester City should be going with their strongest 11. And whilst I think that is a very valid point, Zack Steffen is a quality goalkeeper, and I thought he showed his quality really well in the second half. He showed that being under pressure from the Liverpool fans who were behind his goal, his distribution wasn't too bad, he was making saves, and he did look much more comfortable in goal for Manchester City. And I just think it's natural when you're not starting and not playing that many games there, to be asked to come in and perform to the very highest standard is so difficult because it will take time. It's not even going to take 90 minutes to be able to get into your rhythm properly. It's going to take 3, 4, even 5 games. There is a reason why Harry Kane takes him a little while to really develop for England when it comes to international tournaments, and that's because it takes a little bit of time for him to find his rhythm. And I think a lot of players are like that, and when you're not featuring as much as what you're wanting to, like Zack Steffen, then that is naturally going to happen. So the call gets made by Pep Guardiola. It is a big risk. Now, normally 99 times out of 100 I'm saying Steffen should be starting in goal, and I don't have a problem with that. However, I do think that perhaps an exemption could have been made in terms of who we are playing in this game. We knew full well that Liverpool rotated in midweek, that they were going with their strongest 11 for this game, and we know pound for pound that Liverpool have quality very similar to Manchester City. So if Man City are rotating, then Liverpool are going to have the quality, and the one thing that's going to help us on that big Wembley pitch is distribution, and we have arguably the best goalkeeper in the world for distribution, who would have helped us no end in this game in Ederson. Now, I'm not saying Ederson would have prevented the first goal, because I don't. I still think that first goal happens with or without Zack Steffen in goal. That second goal, though, does not happen with Ederson in goal. You saw it last week against Liverpool. He's calm, collected under pressure. He knows his surroundings. He knows when he needs to take touches. He knows when he needs to send it long. He knows when passes need to be made. He is very, very good at that. And Ederson, very rarely when it comes to distribution, makes mistakes. Very, very rarely. Now, he does make mistakes every now and then. He is human, but very rarely does he make them mistakes. And I just think he would have been a very important player to have had in this game. He'd have been a very useful asset for Manchester City. Pep Guardiola went with sentiment, and he went with Zack Steffen starting instead of Ederson, which to me is one of the reasons that Manchester City ultimately went out here in the FA Cup. Now, looking at Man City's defensive line, Kyle Walker not fit enough to make the bench. That's fair enough. So Joao Cancelo goes in at right back, no surprise. The next big call, Zinchenko at left back. That's a very big call. Zinchenko hasn't featured too much for Manchester City, so you're asking him to come in again with rustiness there, just like Zack Steffen. He hasn't featured all that much, and you're asking him to start in this game and to deal with Mo Salah, one of the best wingers in the Premier League. It's just so difficult to be able to do that. And I would have gone with Nathan Ake at left back. I have no problem with Ake starting in this game. I'd have gone with Nathan Ake at left back. He's had a run of games under his belt. He's confident. He dealt really well with Atletico Madrid, particularly in that first leg. He's been pulling in some really good shifts, lots of 8 out of 10 performances, and I would have believed that Nathan Ake could go out there and deal with Mo Salah as well. And I think if we went with a defensive line of Cancelo at right back, Ake at left back, and John Stones and either Aymeric Laporte or Ruben Dias, I'm not too fussed of which we would have gone for. I'd have been happy with either of them. That would have been a very strong defensive line. And I think with that defensive line, and you put Ederson in goal, I think this is a different story to this game. Because it's just so important. Now, I get squad rotation, and I just know that there's some very important players, and without really realising it, Manchester City fans, it is a new spine that's being created by Manchester City, and you will notice time and time again when these big players, when it comes to our ball play, are not playing on the field. You will notice it. You notice that Aymeric Laporte, in terms of comfort being on the ball, isn't on the field. You notice when Kyle Walker's injured as well, and you've got Zinchenko partnering with Joao Cancelo. Now, I mean that as no disrespect towards Oleksandr Zinchenko. A run of games, he'd be right in his element, but Manchester City aren't going to give him a run of games unless there is injuries, and at this important stage of the season, we just cannot afford for them things to be happening. You'll notice when Ruben Dias, the leader at the back, isn't there. You're going to notice when Rodri isn't there to pivot and help Manchester City. When Gundogan isn't there to help do the double pivot for Manchester City as well. You notice in terms of our distribution and how comfortable we are from moving the ball from the goalkeeper to defence, from defence to midfield, and midfield to attack. And that is ultimately what hurt Manchester City most in this game, because Liverpool, they press really well, they're an excellent team, they're going to punish you if you give them anything, and we gave them 3 things to go at in the first half. I don't recall Liverpool doing anything else other than just making the most of Manchester City's errors. First goal, corner comes in, Konate, he's tall, he's powerful, and Ake doesn't deal with him. It's almost like a free header, a bullet header, straight into the back of the net. First corner of the game, it's 9 minutes into the game as well. It's not a great start. First goal, always so crucial when we're playing against Liverpool. it's a disaster. And what you cannot afford to do if you go 1-0 behind against Liverpool, and Liverpool fans will say the same thing as well when you played against Manchester City, if you go 1-0 behind against us, you cannot afford to let us go 2-0 ahead. And that's exactly what we did with that mistake at the back. And that, to me, then, it's game, set and match. It's just setting precedent there. City's confidence is gone. The heads are down. We've not got the players that we want to have on the pitch due to our schedule. Albeit Liverpool have had the same schedule, they managed to get a really good result in the first leg against Benfica. Manchester City only had a narrow 1-0 lead. It was a good result at the Etihad, don't get me wrong. However, we weren't in a position to rotate midweek. Liverpool were in a position to rotate. So Man City have chosen to rotate because we've got lots of important games coming up. We've got priorities. Premier League to one of the biggest trophies in the world, and a Champions League semi-final coming up. So it was never going to be Manchester City's first team full strength squad that was going to be out there. I wasn't expecting it to, but what I was expecting was Manchester City to turn up and try and do everything to prevent Liverpool from playing how they wanted to play. And if you're going to go 1-0 behind after 9 minutes, then you're going to make life difficult. If you're the goalkeeper and you're going to get tackled by Mane, 4 yards out, and it goes into the back of the net from that tackle, you're going to be struggling all game. And Manchester City, as the game went on, did grow in confidence, and they did look better. As we started to end the first half, we were moving the ball a little bit better. We still weren't creating anything, but we were just starting to move the ball a little bit better, which was good. And then Mane just gave the fatal blow just before half-time. I found it disappointing because you just know what Liverpool want to do. First phase, first 10, 15 minutes, they managed to grab a couple of goals after 17 minutes. That's exactly what they're looking for. And then they're going to sit off, they're going to wait because they're good defensively. They're just going to store that energy, have a nice push, last 5 minutes into the half and see if they can get that fatal blow. And that's exactly what happened. All very predictable. Good play by Liverpool, good movement of the ball, well worked to Mane in space, near post. Felt Steffen could have done a little bit better. I'm not taking anything away from Mane for the strike. It was a good finish for Manchester City. For Liverpool, not for Manchester City. It was a disaster for Manchester City, but a good finish nonetheless from Mane. He did get the Man of the Match award, which getting a brace. Yeah, he pressed and he forced the issue for Liverpool, and that quality that they had in that front three. Luis Diaz had a good game. Mo Salah was making himself involved. My only surprise was Mo Salah in space a couple of times in the second half wasn't clinical, and that's something Man City could well have capitalised upon. But while you're dealing with Mo Salah, you've got other quality players that you need to deal with as well. And we didn't do that. And by half time, 3-0 down, it's just, you're going to be struggling. You are going to be struggling. That's a position that, as Manchester City Football Club, we cannot afford to be finding ourselves in that position. And to me, first half, not good enough. We weren't getting the midfield involved. Fernandinho, I didn't think, covered himself in glory. I didn't think he had his best game here for Manchester City. And so it's just very difficult for City in the end. Second half, I thought it was a lot better, much calmer on the ball. I think they finally got through the message that they needed to start to keep hold of the ball in the middle. You can beat the initial Liverpool press, you can spring counter-attacks. We were finding ways to get Jesus involved in the game, to get Raheem Sterling, to get Phil Foden, to get Jack Grealish involved in the game. Grealish gets a goal just after half-time. I think it was about 90 seconds into the second half. It was well worked by Manchester City on the rebound. Sorry, not on the rebound. It was passed across by Gabriel Jesus. Well worked from him to give an assist there for Jack Grealish to tuck home. Good finish there as well from Jack Grealish too to make it game on. And what I was looking for then was 5-10 minutes of constant, instant Manchester City pressure, because 3-1. So 2 goals deficit. What Manchester City need to do then, try and reduce that to 1, because if you can get that to within 1, mind game for Liverpool. They're going to start to sit a little bit deeper. They're going to be thinking, we're 3 goals up. We're now only 1 goal up in short time as well. What do we do about it? And the intensity wasn't there. It was almost like Manchester City didn't want it, and I found that pretty disappointing, if I'm honest. Again, there's lots of disappointments that I found from this game. Now, Gabriel Jesus, he missed a massive opportunity. I think it was about 20 minutes left in the game, one-on-one with Allison. A calm, collective Gabriel Jesus, to me, playing as a Manchester City striker in this game, or an attacker, you need to be tucking that away 10 times out of 10. That just needs to be slotted past Allison. The goal's very big, the goalkeeper's advancing, and it's a very tame effort straight at the feet of the goalkeeper. Allison's put him under pressure, but the goal's big. He's got the option. He can either chip him, you can try and round him, you can go with power, you can go with height to get it over the goalkeeper. What you don't want to do is try and slot it around the side of him. If you're going to go and try and slot it, you're going to have to wait for him to open up and pop it through his legs, which Allison is too good of a goalkeeper to do that, and that never happened. And it was a massive, massive miss. What could have been is what I felt from this game. Now Manchester City did find their second goal. Came in the 91st minute from Bernardo Silva. This time it was a rebound. Was it Mahrez or Jesus? I can't remember who it was. With the shot saved by Allison and mopped up by Bernardo Silva. And then City had a couple of, but not really half chances that were glazed over the crossbar. Fernandinho had an effort. Raheem Sterling had an effort straight at Allison. But in the end, we didn't have enough to win this game. If you just have a look at the stats, you can see actually it suggests a very close game. Nearly 50-50% possession for both teams. Considering how big the pitch is, Liverpool's had more possession than us. That surprises me. It does surprise me. It shows how well Liverpool have worked in this game. And Manchester City just didn't find a way to make it work. 11 shots for Liverpool, 7 on target. 10 shots for City, 6 on target. Pretty similar stats when it comes to it. And so what is missing is being clinical in front of goal. The fine deficits. Liverpool, when the opportunities were there, put the majority of them away. Manchester City, ultimately, that Jesus chance is the opportunity that we was looking for, that we didn't put away. In terms of passes, near enough neck and neck. 489 passes from City, 507 for Liverpool as well. Clear-cut chances created by City, 2. City had more corners as well. So the opportunities were there. 4 saves made for both goalkeepers in this game, so it was there. Man City were a lot better in that second half, and how we performed in the second half is how we should have been performing right from the off, because we should have been saying to the players, go at Liverpool, try and get that goal in the first 5 minutes, really go at Liverpool and put them under pressure. In the end, City just looked disjointed and disinterested, and ultimately it's fatal because we're out. The treble bid, it's over. Liverpool, they're getting excited because they have got the potential now of the quadruple. League Cup in the bag. They've got a final coming up in the FA Cup against Chelsea. They're 1 point behind Manchester City. The only saving grace is Man City know it's in our hands. If we win every single Premier League game between now and the end of the season, there's nothing Liverpool can do about it. We win the Premier League, and Liverpool also in the semi-final of the Champions League. They've got a 2-leg game against Villarreal. Could have been Bayern Munich. It's not. Villarreal have worked hard. Now they've got a team that are going to sit very defensive, and Liverpool know that if they can get a good result in the first leg, then they've got every opportunity of getting into the final, just like Manchester City have. So, yeah, fine margins. And I just feel like we've been here all before. Chelsea last season rotated in the FA Cup semi-final. Didn't work. We went out. We played Arsenal a few seasons back as well. We rotated. It didn't work. Semi-final, and we went out. And it's disappointing because fans are paying their hard-earned money. They don't want to see rotated squads and City going out. If Man City want to rotate their squad and go out the FA Cup because they're worried about the Premier League and the Champions League and they want to focus on them, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because go and chuck it 3rd round, 4th round. Let's have a rest and a break because it would do us a world of good. It really would. Instead, now we're getting to the semi-final. We're getting excited, and then we're saying, actually, no, we're not interested. And days out to Wembley from travelling from the north isn't cheap, and it isn't easy to do either with all the things that were put in place with the no trains and everything. It was an awkward day. That Manchester City ultimately, it seemed like, were a little bit disinterested as a club as a whole, and Liverpool were very interested, and that told in this game. And like I said, I'm just left feeling what ifs. Now, there are some other talking points from this game. Fully aware of the incidents that happened during the dedication to the Hillsborough victims from the Manchester City end. I've seen numerous things said by Manchester City fans. I can only give my take of what I saw. What I saw was a group of maybe 10, 15 Manchester City, I'm going to call them fans, who were already in the stands. They weren't making their way from the concourse. They were already in the stands when You'll Never Walk Alone was being played. The stadium announcer had made the announcements. I'd heard them loud and clear that they were doing the dedication to Hillsborough, and then some Manchester City fans, once the stadium went quiet, decided that they were going to do some chanting, which is why I said on my vlog that I found it disgusting. It is disgusting, because to me, when that stadium's gone quiet, you know full well what's happening, the boards and the memorial and everything, you know. And so they decided that they're going to be disrespectful. And to me, it makes the Manchester City name look really bad, regardless of what your thoughts are with the situation from Hillsborough, because some people have differing opinions. But to me, always be respectful. Always be respectful. And to me, that small minority of Manchester City fans have ended up spoiling it for everybody else, and all the boos that you heard were from the Liverpool fans booing the City fans for making noise, which I found disrespectful, and I thought Liverpool were well within their right to boo the Manchester City fans for that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I have lots of admiration for Liverpool and the fans and everything. There's been aggravation going on between the two clubs that's been going on for the last few years. I'm not Liverpool's biggest supporter. I'm not Liverpool's biggest admirer. In fact, complete opposite end, but I am respectful, and I felt like the other Manchester City fans there, because it's 1 minute where you can just you keep your thoughts to yourself, or you can just a 1 minute nice reflection there, just to have a think about and pay respects to people that lost their lives, because 97 people that day passed away. And you can say about this, and you can say about that, and this has happened, that's happened, this has happened, and all that. And to me, not important. What's important is that moment there. Just be respectful. And if you're somebody that's not within them thoughts, then keep it shut, keep it to yourself. Not start chanting, because I thought that was very disrespectful from a small, very, very small, I'm going to say it's very small, I'm talking 10, 15 people out of 33,000 Manchester City fans that went there. So, yeah, I thought I just wanted to address that, and I thought verbally, that's what I've seen inside the stadium. And so, I wasn't impressed on the vlog, I'm still not impressed by that. Now, I don't get that mentality from that, and to me, that's started this game with a very sour taste in my mouth, and that might have just added fuel there to make Liverpool even more motivated than what they are to try and beat Manchester City. And so I just thought it was a stupid, idiotic thing for the small minority of the Manchester City fans there. So yeah, just wanted to address that. In terms of a very small analysis going forward for City, we need to put our chances away. Enough of this squad rotation now. Final push to the end of the season. If we burn out, I'm going to say it, if we burn out, we burn out, okay? Liverpool are in the same predicament. I don't think they're going to be doing much squad rotation unless they start to drop points in the Premier League, and that's going to allow them to rotate for the other competitions. But as it is, Liverpool go through, Manchester City go out, and we're faced now with the possibility of winning only 2 trophies. And I say only, they're the 2 biggest prizes. And if you say to me, JSGC, City win the Premier League, but you're going to have to chuck the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley, I'm saying to you, that's fine. I'll take the Premier League, because I'd rather win the Premier League than I would than win the FA Cup. I'd like to win both. That would be brilliant. In an ideal world, I'd like to win both, but as we've chosen to rotate, I'll snap your hand off, we've taken the Premier League. Comes to the Champions League, I want that. I think I want that more than anything. To me, if you was just to offer Manchester City right now, we blow the Premier League, but we win the Champions League, I'd snap your hand off, because that's the trophy I want more than anything else. I want that monkey off our back, because we need to go out there and win the biggest prize of them all. We came very close last year. I want to go and do that. And it'd be really nice in the final, if we do play Liverpool, to go and get revenge for this result. But we saw this last year with Chelsea, and it gave them a little bit of a psychological edge. And while rotating players, it doesn't give you any kind of edge, the fact remains Liverpool are going to say, Man City haven't beaten us this season, but we've beaten them. So when it comes to the mental mind games and the mental state of play, when it comes to kick-off for that game, the Liverpool players in their heads are saying, we've already beaten this team. I don't care what team's out there, we've already beaten them. And yeah, we have to deal with that. We've got to be mentally strong. If we want to win the Premier League and the Champions League, we've got to be mentally strong, because if we're not, we're going to go trophyless this season. So we need to sort that out going forward. So enough of the rotation. First team squad, go for it. Massive cup finals coming up, 7 big Premier League games, 2 big Champions League semi-finals, and a potential Champions League final. It's 10 games. We've got, what, a month and a bit to go with football to go. So no excuses. Heads down, graft, and let's make a successful push to the end of the season. Let's go and win the 2 biggest trophies out there on offer. Let's go and get the Premier League. Let's go and get the Champions League as well. So there we go. They're my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I apologise the video's a little bit longer. There's been a lot for me to address. When I'm not able to do the live streams, I'm not able to get lots of stuff across, which keeps the video shorter. So I just wanted to get everything out there about the things that I've seen at Wembley whilst I was at the game and what I was able to analyse and stuff whilst watching the game in play, and get that all across to you guys. So thank you everybody for sticking with me and watching this. I do appreciate it. Leave a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. 100 likes is the aim. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Don't forget, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What went right, what went wrong for Manchester City, let me know in the comments below. Subscribe as well if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Less than 200 subs away from 23,000 subscribers. The overall aim, 25k. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. Plenty more football and Manchester City content to come. Also, don't forget as well, social media links in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries. Go and check out today's video sponsor, kitbag.com. Link to that in the description. Make use of their great deals. And also, don't forget as well, go and check out my vlog that I did at Wembley. Great day, nearly 30 minutes of footage for you guys to enjoy, covering everything that I got through. Regardless of the result, it was a cracking day, and if anybody ever gets the opportunity to go and watch their club at Wembley and you're in a position that you can go and do that, my recommendation every single time, go and do it, because there's nothing better. Win or lose, it's a brilliant day out regardless. See you all again very soon. I've been JSGC. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now. This is Sunburn from Wembley. It was very bright and warm in there, but a cracking day nonetheless.